Welcome back everyone, this is Arafellen playing Dungeon Breaker, and last time we got through most of the second layer of the ruins, and as I was off camera working on trying to do some grinding, gain some money and levels, I ran into a random scene, so let's have this. So the Samurai Master is here. She's talking about the way of the samurai and mental concentration.
無双の極意に持っていくことこそ剣の道につながるのです。神道滅却。
So I'm not going to bother trying to figure out what all this means precisely, but it seems to be largely on, eliminating distractions, focusing your mind, all that stuff. So meditation kind of thing. He doesn't really understand it, but okay. Let's actually try it. Close your eyes. Sit. I think that's a particular posture, but in any case. Sazen. It's with your legs. He's complaining that it's difficult to sit like this. Calm down and settle your heart. Mind, whichever. He says okay. He's having difficulty with this. And there's a clutter and chaos in the background. Here comes Karakal. Cook is yelling at her for taking the princess's fish, demanding to give them back and not scratch them. Looks like it's awfully noisy. Samurai Master continues to not react. More fuss. Here's Tina calling for him. She's wondering why he's sitting there. Did he do something bad? Is Karen punishing him? Just trying to get his attention here. Tell her to knock it off in the middle of meditating. It's training for whatever. You're weird. I'll get you later. I don't really notice it normally, but there's an awful lot of noise in this mansion. It's noisy and lively and won't settle down. All that stuff. Although it's mostly our fault. She's just there. He's kind of impressed that with all this fuss and clamor going on, she's unaffected. Okay, do we still have to keep doing this? I don't think my legs can take much more. And she's fallen asleep. So much for meditation. Okay, triggered another random scene by going in and out of his room a few times. Here we have Antenna Mage saying that the tea is tasty.
Antenna Mageの緑茶は誠にうまい.
And Samurai Master is also talking about her green tea, I think? Yep.
こうして緑茶を飲みながら目を閉じると拙者の故郷を思い出します.
Sitting here drinking green tea reminds her of her homeland. It's like, oh, come to think of it, you're from a faraway country. Antenna Mage in her very sleepy voice is saying she's come from a island far to the east. Totally not Japan. I think that's the kind of boat that she came on to travel to the mainlands. Yep, with no companion except her blade, cutting down evil monsters if they get in her way. Same for evil humans. Continuing her training. Yep, then continued west after there were no longer enemies to the east. Continuing to cut down evil wherever she found it. And Antenna Mage is saying, And then you got caught by evil and sold.
そうなのだ。惨めにも
Yes, she's
檻に
not
閉じ込
too
められ
proud of that, but yes. Pathetically caged up. Alec tells Antenna Mage she shouldn't be saying that. And why not? Just because. Okay, I understand. Amazing. Don't worry about it, these things can happen to anyone.
ご主人
And how he'd like to visit her country sometime.
はいぜひお越しください
She seems rather pleased with that. Okay, we hit another scene. Saying, what's going on here? He's walking down the hall and he sees Antenna Mage lying flat on the floor. Says, hey, are you okay? He's like, huh? What happened to me? Were you attacked by someone? Like, what enemy would dare sneak into the mansion? And now she's remembered. She felt sleepy and just fell asleep on the spot. You just got sleepy and dozed off? Don't cause a fuss like that. And she feels sleepy again. Good night. Like, don't fall asleep here. And she's not reacting at all. Then Tina shows up and she's worried too. But yeah, she just fell asleep there. She's calling for medics and guards and like, calm down, she's just sleeping. Celsia shows up because of all the fuss. And Tina's saying she's on the brink of death, which is not the case, but Celsia goes calling for Karen, and things keep getting more and more out of control as Antenna Mage just sleeps there peacefully. In any case, rather than continuing with the second layer of the dungeon, I think I'm going to give the Bandits Fortress, or Thieves Fortress, another shot. You may recall I tried coming here when it first opened and the monsters were a bit much. I've gotten a few more levels since then. I have healer in the back row to keep the party going, so let's see if this goes a little better now. It's the right edge of things. Being ambushed won't help. That could have gone better, but it didn't go too badly, so I think I'll try a little longer. At least enough to fill up more of the map. The experience is pretty good too. One thing I haven't mentioned about this game is that once you start getting higher level... once you start getting higher level than the monsters, the experience your characters gain starts scaling down, so once your higher level characters... your higher level characters have more trouble getting experience. But in this dungeon, at least for now, the monsters are strong enough that everyone is getting full experience, even Alec and Tina, who are several levels ahead of the others, due to always being in the party. You could probably get better results in general if you focus on a few monsters and getting them up, but that would mean neglecting some of the others, and in the long run, it's probably best to level them all up at least to a certain extent, particularly the girl monsters since you can get skills from them. Anyway, this place is looking symmetrical, which is interesting. Yeah, they hit kind of hard, but having healer on reserve so I can just heal up between battles is definitely helping. It looks like a big central corridor here, and some stairs. Looks like a whole lot of nothing up here. So possibly just a decoy, or possibly there's a secret door or some way to open another path. That's interesting. You can't move to the side on the stairs. Okay, all the wall is filled in there. Quick trick track to town to heal. Let's check down one of these side paths. Door. And some treasure. Okay, that's some kind of breastplate. I think I have better already. Yep. This looks like just an empty room, but we'll explore it for the map completion. Another empty room. And this looks like it loops back to the outer area. Yep. So presumably the other side will do the same thing. Let's go around the back and see what's there. So probably head to the edge of the map. Yeah, I think the ogres know. Yep, this goes all the way to the edge. And an ogre is joining us. So that was new. And again, this will presumably be the same as the opposite side. So this should come into a narrow hallway with 3 doors to the side. There's one door. This one has a chest in it. So not quite symmetrical. It's a claymore. Okay, I think that actually was an ambush. Something similar happened on the other side, where they just suddenly appeared as soon as I opened the door. So yeah, one room with treasure, one room with an ambush, and one that's just empty. Although they're not the same rooms, it is an interesting bit of symmetry. Okay, let's explore more towards the back now. Yep, there's another side passage here. With more doors. So possibly it's symmetrical in 4 directions. Money. Decent chunk, too. I'm getting a few hundred per battle, I think, so. Yeah, this particular battle is 210 gold, or gold. And everyone's getting full experience still, so either the scaling doesn't apply here, or the monsters are just strong enough that it hasn't kicked in yet. I'm inclined to think the latter. They're still pretty dangerous. If I didn't have the hero in reserve keeping everyone going, then I would be struggling. And there was another ambush there. Okay, so probably the way to continue is in the back here somewhere. Yeah, there's another passage here. But for now, I just want to fill in the map back here. Okay, another empty room. Okay, experience is starting to scale down for the hierarchical characters. They're only getting 175 instead of 350. So that suggests the monsters here are around level 16 or so. So good experience for most of the party. There's a thief's key. So we probably need that to get further in. So there's presumably a locked door somewhere in that area I've not yet explored. But for the moment, I think I'll head back to town. Yeah, here has learned a few more very useful skills I want. This one heals everyone 100 hit points. Just take that. And this is a revival spell, which I definitely also want on what's generally going to be the most durable character in the party. But yeah, looking at the recording time, I think that's good for this session, so next time we'll continue with the Thieves Fortress. Until then, this has been Arafellon playing Dungeon Breaker. Come back for more, and I hope to see you then.